Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by GulfCoast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by your team at Gulf Coast Financial Services, North Central Florida savers and investors resource for that common sense approach to planning and navigating the complex financial world that we all need. Is John Kuykendall, founder, CEO, and his team there at Gulf Coast Financial Services and sister company Gulf Coast Tax Advantage. John, always bringing important information. Welcome back. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Peter. It's great to be here. I hope everything's going well with you. I am really excited about today's show because it talks about something that you know that's very dear to my heart when I talk about income planning and income allocation. Two of my favorite subjects. I love to talk about that to our potential clients and also to our current clients.
Well, here's the burning question on most people's minds is how much do I need to retire? Or if I've got a certain lump sum, how much can I count and depend on that to generate for me to live off of comfortably and confidently in retirement? And John, you've talked about it. Income allocation is the process, is the solution. This is how we answer and address that question.
That's right, Peter. And you know, a couple of years ago, there was an ad on television, and we talked about what's your number. And you know, they would show the $1 million, the $2 million, or whatever. Well, that really doesn't address the question. The question is not how much you need to accumulate. It need to work on how much am I going to need in annual income so that I can work backwards and then come up with the amount that of volume that I need. But I've got to first work on that income planning that I have to do in order to figure out what my number is, because everybody's number is different.
Yep. So John, on one side, we've got the lump sum that we've saved and accumulated. Yeah. On the other hand, we've got our need for income in retirement, and income allocation specifically is the bridge between the two.
That's right. And you know, what you need to do is you need to work up a monthly budget is what we talk about. So if I take my disposable, I take my monthly expenses, look at my checkbook, figure out monthly, how much am I going to need to pay for the utilities, the car insurance, divide everything up by the month. How much am I going to need? And then I subtract how much I've got guaranteed coming in. And when we're talking about that, we're talking about Social Security, pensions, annuities, things that I know that I'm going to have. Divide that out, and that becomes your gap. So what we need to do then is multiply that gap by 12. That'll give us our annual gap. And from there, I can figure out how much I need.
So John, you've just broken down the complex planning into a simple math equation, essentially, not market projections or hypotheticals or assumptions of a rate of return, but simple, easy to understand. A minus B equals C. This is a math problem now.
That's right. And so, Peter, it becomes very easy for us to figure out how much income I'm going to have to replace that's not guaranteed. And then it becomes part of my allocation, if I call it, my asset or my asset diversification, the things that we talk about. I've got to figure out how I'm going to get that money and how I'm going to get it predictably every month, every year. And that's what we work on here, is coming up with solutions for products that will give us that without having to rely totally on the stock market. Because
John, as you've noted, the traditional model of asset allocation does not necessarily include this income allocation model that you help your clients to structure and implement. But income allocation most commonly and frequently does include the aspect of the asset allocation. The two are not mutually inclusive or exclusive, but one does not necessarily include the other, whereas income allocation will include the components of the asset allocation we're all used to.
That's right, Peter. And that's what we're looking for is ways that I can figure out what my asset allocation, what my income allocation should be. And then from there, I can figure out how much I need. So, while we're working, we're paying for taxes, inflation. We're looking at bills, our monthly bills. We're looking at the things that we have to do every month in order to survive. And it's not really a problem because we've got a paycheck coming in. And so what we have to do in retirement, what a lot of people don't understand is that you're the paycheck now. You've got to be able to replace that paycheck every month so that you can then take that out of what you saved. And then we have to make it last. And the worst thing that anybody can do, the thing that all of our clients, all of our prospective clients, they never want to run out of money because we can't go back to work. And so, once we're retired, we reach a certain age, there's no way that we have the stamina and the ability and the health to really go back to work and earn an income. So we have to make sure that our income allocation, our income planning is such that we can guarantee ourselves a lifetime check. And that's what's so important about that. That's what I love about this. Do you realize that I read something today that said that 40% of Americans cannot pay cash for a $400 emergency? Now, I mean, that's astounding when you think that 40% of Americans don't have the cash saved up to pay for a $400 emergency.
I think that's a pretty deep comment on the state of our financial security and stability and well-being. John, though, even if somebody doesn't have a high concern of running out of money in retirement, they've been an aggressive saver, they've built an ample or even abundant nest egg, those individuals still want to be as efficient with their money and leverage their money to the greatest extent possible. And the process of calculating out their retirement number and then having an income allocation is going to help in that effort as well, correct?
Oh yeah, Peter. I mean, the thing about it is if we don't have to rely on the market totally for our income, then we have the ability to maximize our returns. And what we're looking at when we do income allocation is we're looking at healthcare, we're looking at taxation. We don't want to pay any more taxes than we have to, but we want to pay our fair share. But we want to maximize that when we can. We're looking at healthcare costs, Medicare, maximizing Social Security, making sure that we make the best choice on Social Security. What a lot of people don't realize is Social Security is like a lifetime pension. It's not free money that the government's giving us. We've earned it. We put it up over these years. And so why not make the best choice you can? And I'm always astonished when someone comes in and we can show them a different way of applying for Social Security, and it will give them more money. So there are, as you know, numerous ways to apply for Social Security. There's still some loopholes out there that we can take advantage of. Well, they're not really loopholes. They're things that are available to us.
Strategies that are available. Yeah.
Yeah. And so why not do that? I had a client the other day who we actually filed on his wife's Social Security and let his Social Security continue to grow. He didn't realize that he could work, make $150,000 a year, and draw $1,000 a month from his wife free. And it didn't affect her Social Security.
Every extra bit helps, certainly, as we're trying to make progress and build up that amount that we need for retirement. And John, you mentioned it, but I think it deserves reiterating and repeating that the day after we retire doesn't mean we don't need an income. It means that we don't have an income. and along the way, when we've earned that paycheck, we've paid taxes, we've paid bills, and we've spent. All that we have left to replace our ability to do those three things in retirement is the fourth one, what we have saved. And we really need to go through this mathematic process to calculate out what that number needs to be in order to give us confidence in our ability to do those first three things.
Well, I think that the thing is that if you thought, and you told me this earlier, that if I was looking at the 4% rule, which said that was back in 1976 or not, yeah, 76 when it came out, I could take 4% of my money and out of my retirement account, out of my 401k, my IRA, my investments, and I would never run out of money. Well, if I wanted $40,000 a year and drew 4%, I need $1 million. But now we're coming out saying that because of the sequence of returns and the way that if I'm drawing money out in a down market, my money runs out much quicker. If we did 2%, which is what Morningstar and some others have now come out with, I need $2 million, right? So we don't want to rely totally on the market or accumulation of assets in order to provide us with income. We have to have some kind of consistent, predictable income coming in every month so that we don't have to rely on the market. If the market's down, we don't have to draw out on our accounts as much. We can let them grow or take money out, but not take out as much so that it gives them a chance to stay ahead. And that's really the key to this, is making sure that we're looking at all the components that we have and we're maximizing them for our retirement. Yep. And income allocation or income planning, as I call it, it's something that we do every year because life changes, things happen. I'm going to have medical expenses. I'm going to have medical problems, and we need to plan for those. We need to work those in the budget.
Well, John, if the weatherman came on TV and said, you've got a 10% chance of rain today, I may feel comfortable leaving my house without the umbrella, even though here in Florida, those storms pop up from time to time. We've got those scattered showers that'll kind of pop up unexpectedly. But if he says there's only a 10% chance, then I might leave my house without my umbrella. But if my plan is relying on hypotheticals and speculation and projections, and they're telling me that there's a 10% probability that you'll run out of money in retirement, I'm nervous, and I'm doing everything that I can to try to identify why and solve for it and prevent the slim possibility of running out of money. That's going to be in the back of my mind. That's going to cause me to live a less than just in case retirement. That's not what retirement's supposed to be about. We're supposed to be living a full life and a fulfilled life in retirement. That comes along with the confidence of income planning.
That's right. And, Peter, you want to make sure that retirement is enjoyable and you get to do all the things that you want to do. And if you want to leave a legacy behind, we can plan that, but let's don't, make our whole lifestyle a hermit so that we leave all the money to the kids. But I can tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. And I can remember that when we first started this back investments and all, we would do a projection and we would show that for the last 30 years, the stock market's made 10%. And if we put this money in and you drew this out, we'd end up with $6 million left over. That doesn't work. I know it doesn't work. I've seen it. I've been through it. We've lived it. This planning is so much more advanced and it's so much more complete for everyday lifestyle, not for me just to be able to sell you something, that it makes all the difference in the world. I love the way that we're planning now. It makes all the difference in the world to our clients and to our prospective clients.
The benefits of experience, ladies and gentlemen. And if you'd like to get that financial focus plan in your hands, if you'd like to have a written document that you can refer to in simple, easy to understand language and simple, easy to execute steps and action items so that you can have more confidence in your financial future, pick up the phone, give Gulf Coast Financial Services and John Kuykendall a call, 386-755-9018. That's 386-755-9018. You can start with just a quick phone call, a couple questions, get to know each other, get to know the team there at Gulf Coast Financial, And then you can set up a time to get that plan put together. Dedicate an hour of your time. An investment of your time of 1 hour can lead to this additional confidence in your planning for all the years to come into the future. Well worth the time and the investment, measurable benefits in achieving your financial goals, having that plan that you can refer to, the income allocation component of the financial focus plan. Again, pick up the phone and give a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, or you can go online, GulfCoastFinancial.net, GulfCoastFinancial.net, the website where plenty of resources, tools, calculators, additional information, previous editions of the podcast, all available there at GulfCoastFinancial.net. But John, here's where the rubber meets the road. What is the difference in the experience that you have seen for individuals and families and savers and investors before they had this income allocation component, before they calculated out that retirement number versus after that process was done and they had that plan in their hands?
Well, Peter, I've seen a lot of plans fail. A lot of people fail. I've seen people with no plan, no budget, who have had to go back to work, have taken risks they didn't need to take. I have seen people who, it was actually painful to see them, because when you're talking to an 80-year-old woman and she's telling you that her family's run out of money, because they didn't really put together a plan. They just kind of lived on what they got coming in. It makes all the difference in the world. We now have the ability to sit here and work these numbers out and to tweak them to give you really conservative approaches to where you're going to be and how much you need to do, cover long-term care, which a lot of people don't have anything set aside for, and also be able to save them on taxes and make sure that their estate. You'd be surprised at the number of people that do not have wills, do not have their estate planning set up, and we work through that with them and help them with an attorney that we have. So it works out really well to see this complete plan, to see people smile and happy, and I know that they're going to be okay. I mean, when we're working, we pay taxes, we pay bills, we spend it because we have to buy things and we go on, vacations, whatever, and we save it. In retirement, the only thing you're not going to do, you still have 3 of those, you're just not going to save anything because you're paying yourself. And that's the reason we need to have this income plan, is to make sure that we pay ourselves every month, every year, and that we have enough to last as long as we live.
Well, that's what the process of calculating your retirement number will help you achieve and accomplish. And the way that you do that is through the income allocation. It's a component of the financial focus plan. But again, all those different topics and subjects that are important for you to address, those are also included in the financial focus plan, an easy to understand language document that you can get in your hands, usually 3 to 6 pages for you to refer back to and make sure that you're making the progress that you want to make and that you are on track to achieving those important goals, and have confidence in your ability to do so. Pick up the phone, give a call, request the document, request the time to put into planning for your financial future. John Kuykendall standing by, looking forward to helping and assisting. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, or online, GulfCoastFinancial.net. John, always a pleasure. We appreciate you being the resource for North Central Florida savers and investors.
Thank you, Pete. Great to be here.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.